Welcome to Warner Brothers, a lot more podcast. I'm Jonathon Buckley. We're doing it from San Diego Comic-Con, and we've had an absolute blast having the cast and crew of all these amazing series coming in to join us. And this one is for fans of the regular show. Regular show Lost Tapes is out now. You can check it out on HBO Max. And we're going to be joined by the cast and creators, JG Quintel, the creator, and of course, the voice artist behind Mordecai. We've got Szeles, who's the executive producer, Matt Price, the head writer, Bill Salyers, who plays Rigby, and also Sam Marin, who plays Benson, Pops, and Muscle Man. They join us now. Okie dokie. All right, so we have Matt, Sean, Sam, JG, and William. Do you prefer Bill or William?
You can call me Bill.
I can call you Bill. I wasn't sure about that because, sometimes people are...
Interesting.
I like it. I've been very excited to chat with you all because this is a big year for the team and you've brought the band back together for a regular show, The Lost Tapes. How has it been so far?
It's been really fun.
Has it?
Just coming back here, even in San Diego, we've not been for 9 years.
So wait, so
No,
when
that's
you...
11 years. 11 years. JG.
11 years since we've been back to San Diego and 9 years since we made the show.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
That's a minute. Yeah, okay. So once you stopped with the original series, you were like, no more Comic-Con until we come out of retirement.
Yeah, we save it. We save it for regular show.
Has there been a change to the experience of Comic-Con for you guys being here this year compared to what it was like the last time?
I mean, it feels as busy as ever. I remember it being very busy.
It felt like they have more on the main floor crammed in, like more.
Just keep
a lot
cramming
more.
stuff in there, bigger,
Felt more,
bigger.
yeah,
every
maybe.
year.
I don't think I've grown since then. It feels like they just added more stuff. Yeah.
I thought you meant emotionally grown.
No, physically, yeah.
Like Sam, I feel like.
I guess everything is done by reservation now. If you want to see a panel, or
right.
it didn't used to
Got
be
you.
that way.
Oh, it was a free-for-all.
yeah.
When
right.
we were
You
here,
get
it
in
was
line
like
and
you'd see people get in line and people would get turned away if it
Yep.
was too long. And
Yep.
I mean, even before that, I can remember coming where you could buy tickets the day of, just waiting in line, and it would wrap around the arena, the line, but you could still get in.
Yeah, yeah.
now you only get turned away virtually, which is a lot less embarrassing.
Yeah,
Also,
it's a
I
little
will
less
say,
hurtful.
I mean, it was similar to this last time, but everywhere, I was walking around the Gaslamp District last night, and everything was Comic-Con. It was like 7-Eleven Slurpee for
Yeah.
House of the Dragon. It was like everything. Which
Do
is
you
incredible.
enjoy it as enthusiasts? Are you enthusiasts? I mean, obviously you make the show, but, sometimes people you make the burgers, but you don't eat the burgers. Do you eat the burgers?
I like the burgers.
I like going to Artist Alley and actually seeing like people's comics,
Yep.
and then seeing more of the independent type things, and checking out their work. So you usually can't find it that easily outside of this space. Like
Right.
everybody's here, so it's a great opportunity to find new artists and
Yeah.
just see things that you don't normally see.
We walked past an old Charles M. Schultz strip, like original strip in one of the auctioning places, and just so much stuff. And all of a sudden just walk by. Whoa, this is from the 50s and original. So cool. Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of my first time really walking the floor, and I just realized, oh my gosh, I'm just like, oh my God, there's one thing, there's another thing. It's remarkable. Do you get recognized when you walk around? I mean, obviously, voice actors, you're less in front of the camera, but you've had such a presence, and there's such a deep fan base for the show. Do you have people recognizing you when you're just strolling?
Yeah. Well, just yesterday we walked the floor a little bit and we got stopped a couple times.
Really?
And there was actually some really kind fans that were like, this guy kind of swooped in. It was like a plane getting refueled. He just kind of came up and he was like, hey, can I take a picture? It's cool if not, but if okay, I'm going to do it real stealth. And I was like, yeah, go for it. And his hand just came in and turned on the camera and went boop. And then he just took it off. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's so great. All right. We probably should talk about regular show, seeing as you're here. Have you seen any characters on the ground, though? Have you seen people dressed?
We just got back from the panel.
yeah.
I saw a guy waving his Benson head around, and we had some Mordecai and Rigby's and people wearing Mordecai and the Rigby's shirts.
I
which
saw
was really
fives.
cool.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah,
guys.
high five goes.
Yeah, a lot
floating
of
out
fives.
there.
A lot of fives out there.
That's got to be so fun and so rewarding to see that in the effect that you've had on people it's such a beloved series, and I imagine you didn't relaunch it lightly. I'm assuming you took some thought. Would you say?
Yeah, it took a lot of thought. I think once JG and I started talking about whether we wanted to bring it back, because the studio certainly wanted us to bring it back, and we really had to have a think about it, and just, didn't want to, sully any part of the, the original run and like how we ended it, and we put so much thought into ending it like almost perfectly, some would say.
Which is, not always the case. There's so
Yeah.
many series, they don't end well, and it kind of ruins them. Game of Thrones. But and so to stick the landing like you
Yeah.
did is really something. And so people kind of hold that dearly to their heart. So
We
yeah.
we certainly didn't want to screw that up, but so we went in it lightly, but once we found the idea for the lost tapes and like how to continue the story, but also just make more of the show that everybody loves, and the kind of device that we can make episodes from like any point of the timeline of the series was like, once that all clicked into place, like, oh, this is kind of a no-brainer, and the studio was like, yeah, we love this idea. And
But
like,
I think. Oh, sorry.
no, you can go.
I was going to say, I think something that you were really, it was important to you in the writer's room was that, it wasn't just old episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
You wanted to do something with some something original and new as well. So I thought that was like
Yeah.
really a great challenge in the writer's room to blend those two things together, so it wasn't just a retread.
Yes.
That it was like paid respect to the older series, but also was like, oh, we're also doing this.
Yeah. And so for those who maybe haven't caught up on the series yet, we
Shame on you.
re-enter with Pops in heaven with his tapes. And so is that what gives you mentioned timelines, so the episodes can fall anywhere within the original series? Is that kind of where?
Yeah, it's basically like the idea that, at the end of the original series, we see Pops in the afterlife. We see what he's watching, that a tape comes out of his VHS or his VCR, and it says just regular show on it. And he says jolly good show. And so, that's where the idea came from, where we were like, well, if he has the whole show on this one tape, there must be other tapes. And then what would those have on them? And maybe it's stuff that if you watched it, especially, for us working on the show for so long, after you make over 200 episodes, it's hard to remember them all.
Yeah.
And so very easily we wanted to like make this be something where you go, I swear I saw all the episodes, but I didn't see that one. Like, where was that one?
It could slot in.
And it could slide in. And so it's been really fun working with the team and hearing how we try to keep track of like, this particular story would work really well in this era of the show, because that's how the characters behaved around one another.
Yep.
But then we could make another episode somewhere else that would work where they're totally different, because
Yeah.
the way that the characters changed across the whole series.
Was it easy? You mentioned the team, but was it easy to pull the team back together? Was everybody kind of on the same page? Anybody was reticent to join?
Yeah, let's list all the people who are reticent.
This guy, that
This guy.
No, we were actually able to get a lot of the original crew back, and then
Yeah.
we also got some new people too, which was really cool to, have people come into, because a regular show is a premise-driven show. We don't have scripts. We have the storyboard artists write the dialogue, and so there's not a ton of shows that do it that way. And to be able to find some new talent, filmmakers and comics people who can come and learn how to do it this way, it's really cool to see their voice come through in the show.
Yeah.
And it's some of them that like grew up watching it too, because since the show's been done, we've met people who were like in the second grade when they first started watching it, but now they're like working on the show.
Yeah. Was there a thought? Because I know, Mordecai and Rigby, they were, young guys back when the original series happened. But with the reboot, did you toy around with maybe going, we saw them as adults? Like, was there a chance you might have rebooted as like adult Mordecai and Rigby with families and kind of tie your own lives in that way?
I think we thought of it, and like, but I don't think it really appealed to us to
Yep.
like just start from that jumping off point, and like, because I feel like a lot of reboots kind of would take that route, or take the route of like, oh, we're following Mordecai and Rigby's kids now, like who are like younger and like getting into the kind of same shenanigans or something. But we really just latched onto the idea of like wanting to jump back into the world that we loved and like doing more episodes where they can just like adventures we haven't seen, but at the same time like threading this arc which develops over the season, which I'm excited for people to watch with Pops and like but yeah, certainly we thought about it, but we just didn't. I guess it wasn't interesting to us to see.
Yeah, it didn't excite you, didn't fire you
like-
up. Yeah.
I feel like there would have been a danger to that trending very sitcom-y,
Yeah.
as opposed to what our original formula was.
Yeah.
Also, that would have been. I mean, I'm even thinking about how that would even go. It's like that would have been, to me. That's a reboot,
Right.
right? Like, to me, a reboot is like, what if we
yeah.
take what was great and lose that, and then, create this new idea, but use the IP. It's like, which is fine. I know people do that, right? But I think the beauty of what you both came up with was that you could, again, use the stuff that people love,
Yeah.
but then launch a new, strain of the show. So to me, that's like I don't know if that's a reboot or more of like a.
It's just like a
continuation.
continuation or an
yeah.
added extra,
Right.
Yeah.
almost.
And I think the way that regular show works as like a standalone show where you can jump in at any point and just watch an episode and it's going to make sense.
Yep.
And this version of bringing it back felt like, oh, that totally works. And we have all the same voices. And so it would really just feel like it's the show.
Yeah.
While also doing a little bit of arced episodes where if you follow along, it will pay off
start
by the
to
end. Yeah.
have the through line through. Yeah.
That said, look for Mr. Mordecai coming out this fall. Mordecai and his kids. He's like a dad, stays at home.
Sam, I want to just check in with you and see what it was like to dust off Pop. He's so beloved and it's a great character. And was it fun to
sure.
step into the booth again?
I mean, that one is like dear to me also because I did him in school for the first time when I was in art school at JG. So I was
You
like
guys
maybe-
go way back,
I was
by the
maybe
way, for those who don't
so
know.
it's like been
Yeah.
half my life almost, I think. I've done Pop's voice. So it just feels like, returning to, something really close to you. But yeah.
Did you both have any idea, JG and Sam, that you would be continuing to work together for so long into the future when you met?
No, I mean, I remember like watching your shorts at the, at the show we have for like they had for the student films or whatever, and everyone laughing and it, felt good to be a part of it. And I had no clue that it would still, I'm talking about it today when I'm a middle-aged man.
Well, yeah, when we were back at school, it was like literally just a bunch of artists making films.
Yeah.
And I remember we started doing this thing called 48-hour films where we tried to make a film in 2 days.
I love that.
And the word that was drawn out of the hat was lollipop. And so the idea for this short with Pops came up and I drew him and then I ran over to Sam and I was like, hey, can you do the voice for this character really quick? And I
In the middle of the night, by the way, when I was asleep under my desk. He left that out. Yeah.
I had to make it so that no one would ruin the take. So we had to use the space when no one was around. So he comes down and I just filmed him in a chair and he just had what I wrote, but he did the whole thing himself. And he literally like shifted in the chair like he was talking to himself, like doing the voices. And then that became the character for that student film. And the next year too, he played characters in that film and they all ended up becoming characters in regular show.
Yeah.
But it was still going to be like the show wouldn't come out for 9 more years.
Isn't that wild? Like this
Or no, wait, it
little-
was maybe like 4 or 5 years, but like,
Yeah, it wasn't super long. Yeah.
like a little seed got planted like way back then and then it's paid dividends for, I don't know if it's been decades, but it's getting close.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bill, with Rigby, your performance as Rigby, as a voice actor, you're a professional, so it's probably not that challenging for you now, but it sounds challenging when you hear the registers that he hits.
Well, thank you. I got the audition copy and I really wasn't sure what I was reading for. It was the throwing the rock, paper, scissors for the very first.
Yeah.
And it was like the lines were like 2 ties. You don't know what I'm going to throw next, baby. And I didn't know what the ties were. I didn't know if it was neckties or whatever. But I could tell that the character kind of was not a Zen character, you know? So he just kind of became me, a little pitched up and over caffeinated. Luckily I was the stepdad of a teenage boy at the time, so he gave me plenty of examples of how to play.
Gotcha.
Lines like "sorry."
Are you still having fun playing it?
Oh my gosh, he's such a gratifying character because he's kind of started from this place of being all ego and id, and then I'm so grateful that the writers let him have an arc and let him mature.
Yeah.
And he's still complicated, but yeah, it was kind of like putting on a comfortable old piece of clothing or something.
Yeah.
And being with these guys again, there was, speaking just for myself, there was a nervousness the first time when we first got the show and I got the job. It's like
You're talking about the original series.
The original series, yeah. You don't want to screw up. You don't want to you feel like there's so much writing on it. And I was, of course, consciously aware of that going back to Lost Tapes. But then just stepping into the room, it just was comfy, like a warm pool. And everybody was there and everybody was on their best game. And these are fun guys to be in a room with. So, yeah, it was great. I was
going to say, is the vibe pretty positive and fun? Yeah.
Yeah, we're all just trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that, like screwing around, pitching stuff, seeing what sticks. And like in the records, because it's all ensemble casting, like we record together in the room and Sean will be in the back. With the casting director.
So you're not doing it because some people will record their lines separate on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
and
no,
That's
we're
very
all
common.
together.
Yeah.
We're all together now, and just like we did in the original run. And so it feels the same. You get that energy when we're playing off of each other. And when we do like little raps together, we can hear each other and try to nail it, like be spot on. And
Yeah, you guys have got it now. You must have it down, your rapport together.
Yes.
In Rigby, I feel like you could just slot into that. Just, are you ever out together? Obviously, people are asking you to do these things all the time. Are they getting you to do it?
When you guys go to the clubs, are you?
Are you still going to the clubs and being approached by people?
We do both have families.
It is funny though when we get asked to do like an O or something, it's like the register will just like hit and it like sounds a certain way, but it feels automatic. It's not like I'm trying to do it or anything.
How's the response been so far to Lost Tapes? What's it been like?
I mean, so far so good. People seem to be enjoying it and being able to see the reactions online. Whereas like Matt was talking about this earlier, like back in the day, we just relied on Nielsen ratings. So we didn't really know a whole lot about like, are people watching it?
Yeah, kind of
Do they
crossing
like
fingers,
it?
waiting for the ratings to come in, and now you've got real-time feedback, which, has its benefits and disadvantages, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine like if people, like or don't like or they reuse it or they'll make a meme or they'll do whatever. It's like you're just seeing that people are seeing it, which is cool.
Yeah.
But a lot of times like we've finished those ages ago, and so to see it finally like have a life of its own, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that episode.
There was a period not long after we started airing where I got a Google alert and it was like, regular shows like number 2 on HBO, like worldwide. And I thought, I surely am not understanding that correctly. That can't mean that regular show is number 2 worldwide. And, it was just like stunning.
Yeah. And it was.
And it was. And it's still... I still feel like somebody's going to be like, no, you misunderstood the numbers. You know what I mean? But because that, again, it's such a low-key, fun thing for us. Mm-hmm. The idea that there are millions of people watching it later, it's kind of abstract.
It's kind of weird when you think about it at that point when you have such a large audience. When you're talking, to use a term, ideation, when you're thinking of ideas, I really cracked up at episode 2 at Blade Games, and I just thought, because I've watched some Blade games, some real life Blade games, and it's funny. Nothing against anyone who's in Blade games, but it's kind of a little absurd also.
Yeah.
How dare you?
But it's fascinating to watch. But there is this whole, and so did somebody see that one day and go, we got to do an episode on that? Is that how ideas are created?
A cool thing about this season, honestly, was that I think it was our largest writer's room, which wasn't big. It was 6 people, but it was like, the 3 of us, Toby Jones, Michelle Cavan, and Minty Lewis, all super funny people, all people who'd worked on the show before. And so, but this time, almost more than ever, I think, because we were so excited to work on this again and be together again, people were bringing their favorite things to the table and things they learned about. So I believe Toby was really into Blade games.
Right.
And he showed it, because we did a lot of
I think it's called.
Blade Sports. Yes, I'm
Blade
sorry.
Sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he showed his videos. There's a lot of that too, like, oh, watch this guy drinking boba, or watch, this thing. And there was a lot of, so the stories came about that way. But I believe Toby was the official fan of the Blade Sports.
But then
Got
once
you.
we all like watched it in the room, and then we're like riffing on it, and then thinking about if they just like shredded Benson's
Right.
car apart with blades, and it just like explodes. And then the board team gets it, and they go at it, and it
It
just
just
escalates,
grows.
escalates.
Well, it's fun. It's a great sort of jumping off point. The Stilts episode was fantastic. It's been absurdly great as well. So there's lots out there. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check. But I'm assuming if you're watching this podcast, you're probably already a massive fan and well ahead. And speaking of fans, we often put it out to the world to say, hey, have you got any questions that you'd like us to ask the cast and creatives? And so I've got a couple here, if you wouldn't mind, because I know we're probably running out of time. You guys have got a busy con, I'm sure. So just a quick one out to the group. If you had to describe regular show with a song, what song would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I know it's not the right answer, but Matt mentioned "Girl from Ipanema" earlier, and I just can't get it out of my mind. I don't think it has anything to do with regular show at all. But it's
How does
really-
that go again?
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, tall and tan and young and lovely. That's regular show.
Oh, that is kind of Rigby. Yeah, that's true.
You know what song
All
came
right.
to mind? I mean, I think that's a great question, and I'm going to later be like, oh, it should have been this one. The song that came to mind was Bohemian Rhapsody. Because for several reasons. One, it's just at the time very original, and they were like, what are you doing making that? And then it becomes, people love it. Two, there are a lot of different movements in that song. And so I feel like that's a regular show.
that's a
My
Very
favorite
thoughtful
apps
answer.
are like,
You came up with that quick.
That's
and
a
then
really good one.
three,
Yeah.
I wrote my thesis about it. And three, it's sort of our time period a little bit. Like, I mean, it's a little earlier, I guess, than Mordecai and Rigby's time. But like, I feel like that's the music we kind of vibe with when we're thinking of stuff. So
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
my
say-
answer.
I was going to say Rush, Working Man.
Okay. Yeah.
Not that they do
Sure.
too much work.
Yeah.
But the vibe of that
Yeah.
song when it comes on, I'm like, oh, that would be Mordecai and Rigby. That's what they would listen to when they were not working.
Yeah.
All right, all good examples. Is there a character or storyline you were especially excited to revisit in Lost Tapes?
We talked a little bit about a musical
Oh yeah.
that's going to be coming up that hasn't been seen yet that we're very excited for.
Yeah.
That is like wall-to-wall music, original songs, but it's an amazing episode.
Kind
So
of
that-
a rock opera.
a rock,
Rock opera. And so that one's not out yet, so we have
That
still
one's
have
not
to
out yet,
look
yeah.
forward to that
I
one.
think we were also just really excited to do another Halloween special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheldon
Yeah, I
Park,
always
which
love
is
the
going to be in
Halloween
this
ones.
next batch of episodes.
You know, like
Just in
out.
time for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the things I'm excited to see is in the original run, Thomas, the scapegoat, the assistant, was such an interesting character, and then they did the 2 episode. They revisited Thomas, and you saw like all the things that were happening with him, who he really was behind the scenes, and what his ulterior motives were, and all that. And brilliantly played by Roger Craig Smith. And this time around, as JG mentioned earlier in another press event, that we are looking at exploring some of those characters that aren't Mordecai and Rigby, that aren't Pops
yeah.
and Skips and all that. And I think that people will be excited to see those stories.
Okay. All right. How this is another one, just to the group, whoever feels like taking a crack at this one. But how has the creative process changed since the original show, and what tools and workflows are different today? Because it's been nearly a decade since the original series.
Yeah.
Has it shifted?
I think our biggest thing, if there was like, the thing that we've kept the same is like everybody comes in to work and we work together. We pitch in the room. The storyboard artists are still pinning up their boards and pitching. It's still a board-driven show. That's all the same. And technology-wise, one thing that's changed, we were one of the last holdouts of drawing on paper. We used to draw every episode on Post-its on paper. And now we use Storyboard Pro, which is like a digital storyboarding program. And it works exactly the same as Post-its, but it saves you time and you can go pretty fast with it. And so I'd say that's like one of the biggest changes, because we really held out for a long time. We were like, no, pencils and paper. We used to have a paper cutter because the Post-it company stopped making the shape that we liked. So we had to like buy bigger ones and cut them down just to have the right shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say things have sped up slightly? How long would it take to craft an episode or even a 10-episode season now?
Oh my gosh. It takes over a year and a half to make a whole season. And just the storyboarding part of it takes 2 people 5 weeks just to draw it. And the writing process is like multiple weeks just to get it to the point where we can have a storyboard team start to work on it. So it's a lot. And we're working on, in our biggest overlap, maybe 20 episodes at a time, where it's this one's being written, this one's being recorded, this one's being in animatics, this one we're looking at actual animation. And so it's like a lot of things going all at once.
I think there was more of an intensity to the writing process. I mean, I think because we were looking at this arc with Pops, which is going to happen, which you'll see. And then we were folding some things back into some Easter eggs, right? So I think there was a delicacy to some of the things we were doing that wasn't present in the first, I'd say, 7 seasons regular show until we got to like the space stuff.
That's true.
So that was for sure happening, and I think we had more of an eagle eye on, like a keen eye on some things we perhaps didn't have.
All right.
Eagle eye. One just technological thing that we didn't have on the original run is now JG and I review every episode on like a 20-foot or 25-foot screen at Warner Brothers, like to do the final outputs on and to check everything. So now we're like being eagle eyes, seeing like all these little mistakes.
So many mistakes.
And stuff, and like calling them out and like changing things. But we've never like watched it on a scale that huge before. And now we watch every single episode multiple times on this like huge screen, which took some getting used to, but now it's like kind of cool to be.
It's also kind of awesome. Like
to see in this nice theater, and then they have a system there where they can like tweak things. They could change colors on the spot if we need to like adjust something.
So cool.
Or add some effect or something like that. And we kind of were reticent to use it at first because we liked the system. We didn't have it before, so why use it now? But we got used to using it for its advantages for what we wanted to use it for, and it's working out well.
Sam, do you get to use the big screen when you're doing your voiceovers?
Well, that would be cool. I would feel important.
He will now.
Put me in the nice big theater. No, our recordings feel pretty similar to how they have been.
Yeah.
Although sometimes people will be over Zoom, like recording from home, but a lot of people come in still.
Well, that's
and
become
we at least
much
record at
more
the same
standard
time.
in the industry, hasn't it, to be able to do it at home, which is, Do you have a booth at home?
I have a closet. That
I do too.
But I would be too worried to mess up like technical things, so I just go in.
Sorry, Bill, you were going to say something?
Was I?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you had a final word.
No, I was just thinking about how we actually look at the storyboard when we record. Like we've got it on a screen, not a huge screen, but we've got it in front of us. And I always, early on, they used to send us the scripts, and if it's just the script and Rigby goes, ugh, it's like, well, why? Like, was he hit? Was he? Is he disgusted? What's going on?
Yeah.
And when you have the storyboard, it's laid out like a graphic novel, and you can see what everything is, where all the reactions are coming from, and that's much more helpful.
Wow. Well, I think we're going to have to leave it there because I know we've really explored the topic. I'm really excited that I got a chance to chat to you all. Congratulations, because 40 episodes, that's a pretty big deal.
It's rare.
These days, and it sounds as though, given your timeline and how long it takes, that you're all going to be gainfully employed for a good amount of time. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Excited to see more of the series as it unfolds.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks so much.